Hello again, Glitch Trooper here. I'm back for some more Magic Duels story mode with Nissa's campaign. So I was going to get into the story, and the thing is, these next two aren't necessarily as brutal as that last one. It really is one that is pretty rough, and I was very surprised I took only one take. Yeah, that one in the middle there is just rough. But for now, we kind of get to a couple that's, by comparison, at least whenever I originally did things, kind of a bit of victory laps, actually. So, yeah. So let's go on with more of the story, but at the same time, just because it's a victory lap for the player doesn't mean it was for Nissa, because runs, she kind of goes a little head first into a few things that she realizes means she needs to be kind of a bit more proactive with a lot of things and not just worrying about the big picture. She also has to worry about the small things. So let's get in on that. Your first planeswalk brings you to Lorwyn. You can't shake the image of the horror in the mountain. You encounter an elf named Dwynnen, who tells you their home is threatened. Inspired to help defend your elvish cousins, you join them on a hunt. So basically, she's going to another plane because of her trauma sending her here. And she's found, yep, there's elves on this plane too. So she's like, okay. They may not be quite the same elves, but they're still elves. So I kind of need to help them because elves stick together. It's part of the elven way. So she's out going up against the Boggart tribe. But here's where we start finding out things may not always be as they appear. See, Nissa's chosen, Wildheart Invoker again, and Charging Rhino, so those are some good cards to build up mana for. So let's see how well this works. My opponent plays first, and I do have good stuff, though. Mud Button Torch Runner. When Mud Button Torch Runner dies, it deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Okay, that's a little intense burn for such a little card. Let's see, what's this one? Auntie's Hovel. As Auntie's Hovel enters the battlefield, you may reveal a goblin card from your hand. If you don't, Auntie's Hovel enters the battlefield tapped. Tap it to add black or red to your mana pool. Okay, so this is one that I really don't know what set this was originally from, and it doesn't say, because again, this is the story mode thing. I don't know if it's an exclusive here, but I have no idea what this is from. Now, I don't necessarily say where they're from anyhow, normally, but that's partially because usually it doesn't really matter too much since you can't get them in Magic Duels. It's only like ones that have like a symbol like this one. See, this one says it's from Magic Origins, which is the set that we're doing stories from here. But that means also you can get it within the game, because if it has one of those symbols, you can get it in this game. But that one, I really have no clue where that came from. So I'm going, what is up with that card? Because there's some I've just never seen before, and I kind of like going onto the Magic Gatherer to kind of look through whole sets, so I'd have to really try to figure that out. Is that an exclusive or not? Mud Button Torch Runner, yeah, this is the one they revealed before. So if that thing dies, it deals 3 damage to something. I could kind of use that against itself, because I could limit what it can hit. Because this one's a nice one. This one, I want to make sure I can keep. So I don't necessarily want it giving them a combo, because if they're playing red and green, there's a good chance of a burn. So I think I'll attack first and then cast. So I'll wait for my second main phase to actually cast that High Claw Recluse. Which is mainly just a, well, it's a rather decently sized spider. And spiders usually have reach, so they can block creatures with flying. Yeah, it's gonna probably burn Nissa's Chosen and finish that off. But I'm not leaving without a new blocker. So yeah, I'm playing that spider. So thank you, High Claw Recluse, for being a nice spider. Not all spiders need webs to catch their prey. Yeah, that's a good point. Some kind of like jumping on them. Hornet Harasser. Goblin Shaman. That's black one. Okay. Hornet Harasser dies. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. If she did get her honey, Auntie found something far more interesting. Tale of Auntie Grub. Okay, I'm getting the idea there's a set that I have no idea where this stuff comes from. But it seems to be coordinated, because you tend to get sets that have an overarching story. And it feels to me like there's an overarching story here that I don't know where it's from. It's not just in Origins. It could be, remotely, because they don't necessarily have every card here. Now, if that deals it 2 damage, then it could crunch it later. I can't get past though, because I only have 1 point of power and it has 2 points of toughness, so that would be kind of pointless. I was just not going to get past it. But on the other hand, they can't get past me. Because I don't have... Because they can't get past this spider. So I'm just going to make that a little harmless for now. Because it's not going to die, so it's not going to use its death effect. And at the same time, my creature's not going to be killed by it, so... Tar Pitcher. Goblin Shaman. Sacrifice a goblin. Tar Pitcher deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Okay, they might wind up chucking goblins at me. It happened to be flung on slings of tar. Because that's a tap effect, they can't do it immediately though. Goblin Fireslinger. Tap Goblin Fireslinger deals 1 damage to target player. Rock between your eyes hurts. A burning rock between your eyes ruins your whole day. Got a point. I need something bigger. This'll kind of help later. Because I need to be able to get past some of that. So they have collectively enough, they do have enough power to take this out, so I can't rampage against them yet. May want to wait until I get more energy, because this Wild Heart Invoker is that special ability to give something +5/+5 and trample till end of turn. That's pretty intense. Okay, they realize their important cards are not going to be able to get past. But they can still use that tap effect to give me a slight singe. There's your library. I don't think I have Instance of Sorcery. This thing's really expensive too. I think I'll go ahead and play this, because I can't play the other effect. I just got the ability to afford that. That's a big one, but it has a landfall ability. Battle of the Woodcrasher. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +4/+4 and trample until end of turn. Yeah, that's kind of going to be a little ridiculous. Do I unleash my Charging Rhino this way though? Because that'll squeeze something for -2/-2. This one chucks goblins, so I might charge with the Rhino. Because Charging Rhino, its special ability basically says it can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, and neither of them alone will be able to stop it. So I'm gonna go with the Rhino. You sacked that and did that, but it's okay. So they did a combo on it, but I forced them. I forced them to sacrifice to do that, so that's 1 down. Cost me the Rhino, but I think that was worth it. Okay, they're going barrage style on this. Fodder Launch. It's an additional cost to cast Fodder Launch, sacrifice a goblin. Target creature gets -5/-5 until end of turn, and deals 5 damage to target creature's controller. This is gonna hurt. I don't think I remember this one from previous times. Oh, they knew that was gonna be incredibly dangerous. Dauntless Doorbark. Treefolk Warrior. Power and toughness each equal number of force you control plus the number of treefolk you control. As long as you control another treefolk, Dauntless Doorbark has trample. Okay, I don't have another treefolk, but I think I can stop that card because of my landfall. Yeah. Because that ability is gonna just crunch it. In fact, I might power this up even more. Because if I use this, I'll get some other lands ready. Because it doesn't matter how it enters. So, yeah, I get to search for 2 basic lands. One goes into my hand, but one goes immediately onto the field. And I can end with this after an immensely crunching blow. Because this is going to hurt a lot. Because that's a 12/12 with trample. Yeah, that's famously painful. If this was Street Fighter, I would just have that would be considered a raging demon right there. Because I just dealt more than half their health in one shot. That was just painful. Just ouch. So admittedly, that other card, oh my gosh, that thing hurt. Another tar pitcher. 2 of them combined, that might be a bit of an issue. This is Pilgrimage, another one. So okay, this is just gonna be insane. So let's do this all over again, shall we? Yeah, this is officially gonna smart a lot. Yeah, Boggarts, I feel so sorry, especially knowing how this is really supposed to end. So this is gonna be just terribly painful. Very Rudy attack. Crunch. Slash, and continuing the damage with trample. -2 to 13. That was just a runaway. Yikes. As I said, these other 2 aren't nearly as tricky as that last one. And on with the story and why I said I felt very sorry for him knowing how this ends. To your horror, the hunting party massacres a group of Boggarts. You're appalled at the murder of these innocent creatures. Dwindon claims that the Boggart's hideousness is reason enough for the slaughter. You will not abide such evil. As she realizes that even though they looked like her own kind because she was an elf, that she accidentally joined a group of the bad guys. So she's like, okay, this is not my kind of elf. So she is elfin mad right now. Literally elfin mad right now. So yeah, you can imagine next time she is going to be ticked as all get out and going to just wreck Dwindon for this. Like she's officially mad. She's going, this is not right. I will avenge these innocent creatures that were just, in your opinion, ugly. That was all. It's like she doesn't even have to care if it's in her opinion if these poor Boggarts were ugly. She's like, no. Just because they don't look like you doesn't mean that you have the right to just come around here and slaughter them. So I am going to pummel you righteously. So that's going to happen next time on Magic Duels Story Mode with Nissa. So yeah, Dwindon is going to get it. So look forward to that. For now, this has been Glitch Reaper. I hope to hear from you all later, and bye for now, everybody.